Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. We are here. We are live. We know what episode it is, baby. It is, good start. It is episode 100. We made it. We made it, gang. Triple digits. Episode 100. The podcast is as old as Biden right now. I mean, can you believe it? If you've been here since the beginning, we love you for it. It is crazy, and it's a thing that I haven't really thought about much at all until someone was like, hey, it's going to be episode 100. What are you going to do? And I'm like, oh, that's right. Damn. 100 episodes, which is almost fucking 2 years I've been doing this goddamn thing. And I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. I think that, moving forward, I want to change some stuff. I want to give it a little bit more the attention that it deserves. I know I've said it a million times. I say it at the end of every episode, I feel like, but I want to do guests. I think it would really just take it to the next level, so it's not just me yammering all the time, even though the people who listen seem to enjoy that, and I enjoy it too. But yeah, so I thought for episode 100, what might be a cool idea is, just take a look back. Go ahead and take a look back at some of, some like random moments from the podcast over 100 fucking episode. That's like 50, something like 50, 60 hours of me just rambling about God knows what. Everything from my fucking, landlord to things on the news to just things that happen in the world to me. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, I listened back to the pilot episode, and, it was just, you could hear just the eagerness in my voice of like, I don't know what this is going to be. What is it going to be? It's going to be a podcast, dude. Calm down. I'm like hesitant always to jump into things because I'm a perfectionist who never gets it perfect, so like sometimes it stops me from doing things because if it's not perfect, then I'm not going to put it out, and I have a problem with that and trying to be better about it. But even just doing this podcast way back, then that was something that I feel like I had to get over of like, I had to say, I'm going to do this so that I had to do it. I was held accountable. And then I knew going in that every episode and everything wasn't going to be perfect, but to just do it anyway. And so I'm glad I did that. And here we fucking are, dude. Episode 100. It's been a lot of fun doing it. It's been just me, and I understand I knew going into this that, the podcast grows as I grow, but I haven't, done my due diligence of like plugging it like I should and really getting it out there. So I'm going to be better about that. But I think the next step is to do guests. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Still have to work out the logistics of how that's going to work out. But anywho, I thought it'd be fun for this episode to just do a deep dive into some random moments in the podcast and just kind of reflect on them, what was going on at the time, what I was talking about and everything. First one that came to mind, it was back in the pandemic. I watched 20 seasons. I almost said episodes, and I was like, that doesn't sound like a lot. I watched 20 seasons of Survivor. That was a thing I did during the pandemic, which is so depressing. But I did it. And I remember there was a specific episode that stuck out to me that I talked about. There's a point on the show where like the family comes to see the contestants, it's later on in the season. And there was just a way that this contestant greeted his sister that I thought was bananas. So let's take a look back at that, and let's take a look.
This woman, her brother comes on the show, and just listen to the way that he like greets her. This just listen to this.
Lisa, here's your brother Justice.
Sister. Sister. I'm sorry, what? What did you just call her? We're gonna one more time. Sister. Sister. No. No, 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 no. That is not how you greet a sibling. Sister? Like when I played that, I have it linked up here, but when I played... Sister. When you hear that, right? When you hear that, tell me that you don't think of this.
What are you doing, Steph, bro?
Am I wrong or am I wrong? Is that not the same level of creepiness that you get when you hear Sister? Sister. Sister? That is acceptable. Like, I'll give you mother, father. You know, very respectable household, very traditional. Good evening, mother. Good evening, father. But the joyful sister, it's fucking creepy, okay? Everyone on there has name. Her name's Lisa. It's a very adult name. Use it, huh? Use it. Sister. And, like, it's got this weird, creepy, like, vibe to it because he's, like, kind of younger and he just runs out there and she's just crying and, sister.
What are you doing, Steph, bro?
You know? All right, that was Sister, everybody. That was episode 4. That was episode 4, way back in the day. Still cheeky and grinny and excited and all that stuff. I'm still that stuff too. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I still think about that episode to this day. Sister is sister. I haven't watched any, literally since I'm like scarred by Survivor. I can't watch any of it. It feels weird. Like if I were to go back to watching it, I think it might put me in that place that I was in during the pandemic when everything was locked down and I was watching it, which was not a good place. It was just fucking Groundhog Day where I'm listening to the same shit. I'm watching the same shit. I do the exact same thing pretty much every day. I mean, that's kind of my life now, but it's by choice. But yeah, it was bananas to just start. You know, you watch a whole season and then the season closes out and it's like, you know, thanks so much for watching Survivor. You've been watching Survivor. And then it like fades to black and then it just starts. This season on Survivor. And you're like, will this ever end? And it wouldn't. It will not end. Yeah, I watched season 20 through 40. Fucking bananas. Anyway, moving on, everybody. Next one in the vault. This comes from episode 24. Episode 24, talking about Street Beefs. Street Beefs is a YouTube segment, a YouTube channel online where people fight, and a lot of the guys were from Maryland, and I always get a kick out of the Maryland accent. So this is a quick look back at Street Beefs. Like there's this like dude who runs it. He's like the head. Everybody's got. And I maybe I'm just drawn to it. I think I'm drawn to it because everybody speaks in a semi-Maryland accent, you know? It just seems like something that my hometown would put together, you know? And like the ref is shirtless. He's got aviator sunglasses on. I mean, it literally looks like my hometown. It looks like the woods in the back of, you know, where my mom's house is. And it's just so funny that, like, the amount of the people that show up, the crowd, they get, you just like, oh, are these the neighbors that are coming in? And everybody is trying to pitch in their advice. It's just like any other street fight. It's just weirdly sanctioned in this backyard, you know, hick town or whatever. Like the advice that they'll throw in, like, you know, oh, stay on him. You got to stay on him. Stay on him. That's what he's trying to say. Like if some guy's like going ahead real fast, stay on him. No, he's got to stay. Oh, get him. No, he's got him. Oh. Like they'll pitch advice that the guy should do, and then he'll do something completely different, and then the guy will like be like, all right, good, as if he did it. He'll be like, all right, straight left to the body. Straight left. No, you got to hit him straight left to the body. And then he does like an uppercut. And he's like, all right, that's great. Good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. These are like soccer moms for you know, these ex-cons who are trying to put their life back together or something. These corner men. All right, give me 30 seconds of work. Give me 30 seconds. Yeah, you got him. You got him. And they only go by their nicknames. Like everyone in the UFC has a nickname, but that's not like their actual, like you don't know what any of these people's names are. You know? They'll be like, all right, in this corner, we got Colt 45 versus in this corner, we got Baby Hulk. All right, let's get it. You're like, are these their actual? Stop fucking texting me, Jesus. Yeah, like, are these their actual names? And they have a whole tournament that they do. And, you know, there's like ranks and brackets. They have a championship fight. They're like, all right, this is championship title fight, you know. We're going to be fighting for the belt, which my wife, Shelly, made. Thanks to Shelly, you know. So we're going to have 5 rounds, 2 minutes each. And we're going to see who wins the belt. And, of course, it wouldn't be a championship fight unless we were fighting for the coveted prize of a Jiffy Lube gift card. Thanks to Jiffy Lube for giving us that, you know. Hon. I mean, let's see if we can. Let me play one.
Mammoth, fighting out of Baltimore, representing North.
Boom. There you go. Fighting out of Mammoth. Fighting out of Baltimore, Maryland.
You know what it is.
Quack Attack out of Roanoke, Virginia.
I'm sorry. What's your name?
You know what it is.
Quack Attack out of Roanoke.
Quack Attack. How? This is a grown man, okay? This is a grown man with a cardboard belt on his shoulder who just said, yeah, it's a Quack Attack fighting on
Virginia, representing Team Legion, record 7-2.
Street beefs.
This is like the dude who runs it, and you know, he puts it together.
Here's your title fight. But let me tell you first, shout out to our sponsor, Bet Online. Go to the website, 50% off your first bet up to $1,000. We got a title fight. The challenger, Mammoth. He's 2-0 in Satan's backyard.
He's 2-0 in Satan's backyard. That's what they fight in. They fight in Satan's. What should we call this? Should we, we can't take, it's not the octagon. It's not the ring. I mean, let's just call it Satan's backyard. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the name of the development in the neighborhood that they live in. Welcome to Satan's backyard. We got townhomes, nice trailer park in the back. Satan's backyard.
Mammoth. He's 2-0 in Satan's backyard. And our 220 MMA champion, Quack Attack.
I mean, how is everyone keeping a straight face? I really don't.
And our 220 MMA champion, Quack Attack.
Quack Attack.
He's 7-2 in Satan's backyard. Be safe, fellas. Fight hard.
Okay, hon, that was Street Beefs. Back from episode 24. People, I still can't believe people fight in fucking back. They're still doing that. They're still fighting in backyards, having title fights, hon. I've never been, and I want to take fucking some type of fighting. There's not enough time in the day, dude. to do everything that I want to do. I want to take fucking guitar lessons. I want to take jujitsu lessons. I just want to take lessons, man. I want, like, when is the day gonna come when you can just fucking download shit into your brain and learn it, man? Like, that is what we need to be focusing on. Everyone's focusing on VR and artificial intelligence and, oh, we're going to put this fucking mask on and then you're going to be in another world. Like, who gives a shit? I don't want to put on goggles and I'm in another world where I know jujitsu. I don't want the Matrix. I want this version of the Matrix, except I want to know fucking jujitsu, but I don't want to pay, $300 a month to go to some studio because it's fucking Gracie's second cousin's aunt's brother-in-law twice removed, and he also has the last name of Gracie, so he opens a jiu-jitsu studio, and that's how it works. But I would like to fucking fight, have some sort of backyard scrap, get my neck snapped, that might be fun. Maybe not. I don't know. There's been a lot of fights in New York. I've been seeing I saw all these people almost get into a fight in the last month. People are on edge. People are on edge in the city, but that's kind of always the case. What can you do? All right, moving on. As we all know, in the past, I've had many issue with my modes of transportation. My current one, which I'm enjoying, has been a bicycle. Some people out there are a little bit annoyed by the bike content on my Instagram, because they say that's all I post about. But you know what? Go fuck yourself, because I am on a bike a lot of the time. And so if I'm, putting a promo or doing something, it's probably going to be bike related. And you know what? If I bike 40 miles in a day, I'm going to post about it, okay? You post about when you go to the fucking, whatever you do. You're going to post, if that's what I'm doing, I'm going to post about it. I think it's cool to bike 40 miles in a day. Go fuck off, So anyway, but I used to have a scooter, a moped, as we all know. I mean, I've almost fucking skidded into cars. I've been ticketed. I've been pulled over. It's been taken from the cops. It's been taken from, random people, which is its final resting place. But this is back episode 42 about one of the times that I was pulled over on the way to work, just trying to mind my own fucking beeswax, and I got pulled over. So let's take a look back. So I got pulled over, ran a red light. Here's the thing. I ran a red light, but I didn't run a red light. Do you know what I mean? I went through this, I went down the street and the light was red. That's what happened. I didn't blow through traffic at a busy intersection with reckless abandon. I first of all, I never just run through without looking. I treat at 6:30 in the morning in Williamsburg. Listen, everybody in fucking Williamsburg has a job where they work from home, or they don't have to get up until 9, or they don't fucking work at all. Okay, that's who lives in Williamsburg. I drive through there because nobody's up at that hour. So, especially on the weekend, which it was a Saturday. Saturday in Williamsburg, nobody's up at fucking 6:30 in the morning. And if they are, they're still out from the last night. So, I never just drive straight through. I go up. I treat it like a stop sign, except I don't, fully stop. I drive up, look both ways. Hey, look at that. Again, not a soul in sight. And I keep going. That's how I treat them. So, that's what I did with this one. Guy pulls me over. It's still my fault. I ran the red light, so I'm going to take it. You know why I pulled you over? I ran that red light. He's like, yeah, you ran the red light back on North and 12th. I said, yeah, that's what I just said. Didn't say that. He goes, luckily, this is like a scooter, so it's still considered a bicycle, which I was surprised that he said that, because other cops have treated it as a motorcycle. And I don't have plates on it. I mean, I have nothing on it. So
he treated it as a bicycle. So he's like, it's not points against your license. It's just costs a lot of money. So I said, okay. He said, why did you run the red light? Like, come on. Don't be. I said I was like, oh, I'm late for work, which I wasn't late for work. I mean, now I am because I had to fucking stop, but I said I was late for work. But don't treat me like a fucking asshole. If you're going to call this a bicycle, then you know why bicycles go through red lights, because there's nobody around. I checked. These are short streets. I'm going to just keep going. There's a bike lane. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there. Dude, I don't respect a red light in the middle of the night. You know, when you're driving home, you hit a red light and there's nobody around for miles, but you still got to sit there because some red light camera is going to get you, or you just in your heart, you're like, what? Well, there might be a cop. Yeah, I take all those chances. So I went through, got a ticket. That's on me. But you know what? I came to the next light. It was red. And this time, you know what I did? I looked in my rearview mirror to see if there was a cop, and then I went through it. Yep, that's what I did. Because got to get places. You know what I mean? Now, I know that's not the right way to drive, and it's technically more dangerous. I would never, like, in the middle of the day, I hit a red light, I'm stopping. Of course. There's cars, there's people, there's so much going on. At 6:30 in the morning in Williamsburg, there's nothing going on. So, I make my own fucking rules. You know what I'm saying? All right, that was me getting pulled over in Williamsburg. I stand behind everything that I said. I do miss the moped a little bit, you know. When you gotta fucking go along, you think about how far you gotta go to a place when you're doing it on a bicycle as opposed to just a fucking scooter. I don't know what I'm gonna do during winter. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to fucking tough it out, I guess. But I remember riding the scooter to work in the morning, and it was fucking so goddamn cold. But I guess on the bike, you're not going as fast, and you're like burning calories, so you're a little bit warm. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I gotta figure it the fuck out. But yeah, man, the scooter thing. I'm very lucky that I came out unscathed, especially towards the back end when I wasn't wearing a helmet as often as I should have. My mother bought me a bicycle helmet recently, so I actually have been wearing that. It's weird to wear a helmet when you're on a bicycle when you weren't always wearing a helmet on a moped. But you know what? I feel safe on both of them, but with the bike, I'm forced to ride in the bike lane, and I do feel less safe in a bike lane as opposed to in the regular lane, because the cars are just way less predictable than the bike lane is. The bike lane, you know, you got restaurant people coming in and out, you got people opening car doors, stepping off the curb, just walking in the bike lane, you know. You had the people who were fucking in the shack from an episode or two ago. They could come out at any point, you know. It's quiet. You don't hear the cars around you, you know. There's more of a variance in speed because you have some people just fucking puddling along with their, that's not the word, puttering. Maybe that's the word I was looking for, with like a, you know, like a kick scooter, and then some people are on an e-bike. Dude, everybody's on a fucking e-bike. It's insane. Like, I didn't really recognize it when I was on the scooter, but like now that I'm on a bicycle, a single speed bicycle, the amount of, like, you notice it when people just fly by you. Almost every fucking bicycle I see is an e-bicycle. And it really just grinds my gears how big a deal they made out of the mopeds when these dudes are way fucking worse, because they're taking all the same liberties, but they're flying in the bike lane.
I mean flying. And, you know, you just, one of these times, you just want to kick their tire because it's insane. I mean, they're just going way too fucking fast. I was at a show. I was like outside of a club the other night, and there was like this, you know, not the stereotype, but just Upper West Side, just like this old Jewish couple, and they would just like, it sounded written how much like their argument was just like a, you know, Bertha, you gotta move across the sidewalk quicker. Don't tell me how to walk across the side. The bicycles have to wait, Henry. They have to wait. Well, they're not gonna wait, Bertha. Well, they have to. And they were just like going back and forth, and this woman was just yelling about the bicycle. And there goes his scooter rider. He's on this sidewalk, and he's not supposed to. And then so they're having this argument, and then within a split second, they catch this like storefront that has a Thanksgiving like decoration set up. So she's like, "And the scooter's going across, and is it not supposed to? Oh, look, they set up this store for Thanksgiving." And then the argument was gone. And I'm like, that's how, you know, that's love. They've been married for fucking 1,000 years, and you know, that's just how it works. There's no like this argument. What if this argument breaks us up? It's just like we're just stuck with each other at this point. And so you don't hold on to old couples. I feel like don't hold on to grudges like young couples do. You know, I just, maybe you don't hear about that, or like I'm just not in an old couple. So, but like, you know, I think when you're in your 20s, it's very normal for someone to be like, well, that's not what about, remember what happened 6 months ago when you fucking blah, 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 blah. But like, what if you've been married for, you know, 45 years? Our couple's like, well, I mean, I just think it's funny that you say that when in 1973, you told me that blah, 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 you know? Like, how far of a backlog are people bringing shit up to have an argument? I don't know. That's an interesting thought I just had. Anywho, moving on, everybody. Couple more. This is from episode 59, Prom King. There was a story that came up about how I don't even actually know if they followed through with it, if it's changed. This is how little I pay attention, or how little it affects my life. They were changing the M&Ms. Like they said, the M&Ms in their current form were too offensive, so they were changing the M&Ms to become more progressive. So here's a clip from that. Enjoy.
Immune system is like the orange M&M. Rest in peace. I don't know if you heard that. They're changing the M&Ms to be more inclusive and progressive and woke or something like that. I mean, you have to read this article. It's a joke. It's The Onion. If you haven't seen this, basically the M&Ms their characters are gonna get changed to be for a more progressive, woke future or whatever. So all the characters that you know and love and don't really give a shit about and no one ever cared about, they're all gonna change because they're just, I don't know, they're maybe offensive in some way. So you got the orange M&M. He's the anxious one, because he's afraid of being eaten. Logical fear, if you ask me. He's going to accept his anxiety. He's going to accept it for who he's going to accept it for who he is, And listen, if I get eaten, so be it. I await sweet death with open arms. I'm okay. It's okay that I'm anxious. I'm going to be on fucking Zoloft and I'm taking medication and it's totally fine. He's the only M&M that has a rational. His fear is rational. They should all be they should all be the orange M&M. They should all be in fear for their life because I will eat you, And then you got the red M&M who, is like the bully of the group who pushes everybody around, but now he's going to be nicer to his M&M friends, which I don't think you should do because listen, bullies exist. Even amongst your tightest circle of friends. You have, if you have a tight circle of friends, one of them is probably a little bit of a bully. One of them's probably an asshole, but it's all in jest, It's all in jest. I thought the M&Ms taught us that you can be friends with different kinds of people. You can be friends with an anxious one, and then he's friends with like an asshole, and they give each other shit, but they're still friends. And then you got Miss Green, who is, can no longer be, she's the M&M that the other M&Ms wanna bang. She's the sexualized M&M, which it's like, if you look into it, yeah, why are we sexualizing the M&M? Because who cares? Because who gives a shit, right? We anthropomorphize shit all the time, and we have to sexualize everything in this goddamn culture. It's the only way we sell stuff, Yes. Are we using sex to sell M&Ms? Yes. Is it working? Yes. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't mean, just because you're sexualizing an M&M doesn't mean anyone's going home and whacking off to Miss Green. She's the green M&M. I think the only one with Miss is the brown M&M. But it's, it's like, you're not, it's just, she's feminine. She's a female M&M, whatever. But now she's like, she doesn't have heels anymore or boots. Now she's got like sneakers or whatnot. Miss Brown is the one who has the M&M, and she's kind of like the sassy one of the group who like can't be bothered, She's like, oh my God, she's the smart one. She's so above these fucking doofus M&Ms. She's, on her high horse or whatever, and she likes to wear some fucking heels to the office. And that's fine. No one ever had a problem with that. But now Miss Brown's heels will be lowered to an appropriate workplace level. Okay? The boss pulled her in the office and said, listen, Brown, heels are too high, all right? Your heels are too high. You're giving the blue M&M, a hard-on in the break room, okay? And it's really distracting for everyone here. And by the way, this is not a joke, by the way. This is 100% what is in the article. It was what was released from Mars Incorporated, that her heels will be lowered to an appropriate level. I'm pretty sure that's a direct quote. You can't make this shit up.
All right, we are back. They changed the M&M. I'm trying to look up if they actually went through it, and all I'm seeing are just references to the articles from back when they originally came out. I don't know if they actually did it. Maybe let's go to M&M's. Let's go to the official site, huh? Let's see if we can find anything. Shop by celebration. No, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't know. I don't know if they... I don't know. I don't even see the fucking characters on here. I just see M&Ms. Where are the fucking characters? Anywho, it doesn't matter. It was a fucking stupid thing that they were trying to... It's like these are the things that we need to worry about, Gas is $11 a gallon, and they're just like, I think the M&M's heels are too high. Who gives a shit? Hold up. Yeah, they changed them. I went to frequently asked questions to see if anyone. Of course, they're not going to put a fucking article like that up on the actual M&M website, but it does show all the M&Ms. The orange one still looks anxious as fuck. The brown one still has her arms crossed, but her heels do look a little bit lower, I'll say. Yeah. And the green M&M looks less like a slut. So, that's progress, ladies and gents. That is a progress. Okay, one more. So as we all know, I am a big proponent of a good petty theft, of a good scam, of a good of a good run around the flagpole, a good pull of the leg, if you will. And this is a story that I told from way back to my first job when I scammed the job out of a laptop. And then for other reasons was subsequently fired. So let's take a look back at the old laptop scam.
it reminded me of a scam that I did at my very first job, which I ultimately got fired from. Not for this reason, but this did make it a little bittersweet. It made the firing a little bittersweet. I'll tell the theft story first, and then I'll get into the firing. So, I was a waiter at an old folks home, like a retirement community, and every 5 years or whatever, they did this when they scraped enough money from the residents and splurged on the employees a little bit. They had like a company, a little corral, a get together, if you will, for the employees. And so what it was just like the common area room where the old people would play chess. And there were like little carnival games set up and little things here and there. And every time you played a game, they gave you a raffle ticket. And the idea was to collect raffle tickets, and then you drop them in the bowls in front of these different prizes that you wanted to win. So they had a bunch of prizes. They had gift cards. They had T-shirts. They had, little stuff. And then the big one at the end, they were giving away a laptop. So everyone's wanting to put their raffle tickets in the laptop, obviously. So, and I didn't plan on doing this, by the way. So there comes a point in the little party where they're like, okay, let's go outside now. We're going to do an egg toss competition in teams. And then those teams get like a couple extra tickets. So everybody's walking outside. And I'm like one of the last people to start walking out the door. And I notice that the roll of raffle tickets is just sitting on this table there. So I swiped the raffle ticket. This is a thick Jersey Boardwalk style, stack of raffle tickets. And I just took it. And it's not going to fit in my pocket. So I shoved it down into my pants. And I went outside because everyone had to participate. So now I got this giant ass bulge in my pants, and I didn't tell anybody. So like my partner, they're seeing me kind of like moving weird and hunched over, like what the fuck's going on. So now I did like a 10-minute egg toss with a roll of raffle tickets in my pants, and we didn't get that far. We lost, but then we went back inside, and I bolted to the bathroom, and you had to like write your name on the raffle ticket, and then that's how they knew which one belonged to you. And I wrote my name on almost all the fucking, so many raffle tickets, an unbelievable amount of raffle tickets. And then I just peppered them into the laptop thing. Like, I just kept doing laps. Play a game here, drop 5 tickets in. Play another game, drop 10 tickets in. I mean, this thing was flooded with my name. And then at the end, they did the drawing. They did I didn't do any other prizes because I didn't want to win anything else except the laptop. And they went to the drawing, and I had to put on the acting performance of a lifetime. And they draw my name, and I was like, me? What? Me? What? Come on, stop. And I didn't tell anybody. And I took that laptop. And then it was probably maybe 2 weeks later. We were in, we're in the main dining room, and the retirement community had just built a brand new bistro that like was sectioned off of the main dining room. It was a brand new like outdoor bistro, and they had opened it to the residents. There's a new waitress in there, and she was way in over her head. I mean, she was just really struggling in there. She had a lot on her plate, and the other server, I guess, wasn't, they were off in their own sections, and there was this old couple in there that, a little grumpy, a little whatever, their husband and wife, and she's just really struggling, not giving attentive service. And the wife starts to like cough a little bit on some of the food, and he's like, hey, can I get a glass of water for my wife? And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Doesn't get the glass of water, so he's a little upset, asks again. And she, once again, forgets to get the water. And what happened next, he denied and said that he had like, a minor stroke and a lapse of judgment, and not even a lapse of judgment, that's not the word, like a mental episode, blacked out, didn't know where he was. Old person fart moment. That's what he said would happen. He got up out of his chair, walked down the hallway, out of the bistro, into the main restaurant, over to the pop-up salad bar that they had just built, pulled down his pants, and pissed all over the salad bar. I mean, he just whizzed all over the beets and the broccoli and the romaine, just spreading it around. Which, if you're like, oh, I thought I was in the stall. If you pee like that in the stall and in the urinal, you're an animal. So he's just pissing over all of this. I'm walking back to the kitchen. You know, I just busted a table. I look over. I did a fucking quadruple take, and I just see this old dude's wang spraying everywhere. And I was like, all right, well, it's time for me to leave. So everyone starts freaking out. Obviously, it's the talk of the night, and everybody's like just losing their shit. And this was like, and then we go home, and I go on Facebook. This is like early-ish days of Facebook, where you just, you know, you'd share everything, and everyone's like, oh my God, this old guy peed on the thing. Oh my God, you should have seen this one dude at my work today. And I was like, I want to make a status, except I dropped names. This is not his name, but I was like, oh, Mr. Evans, fucking, pissed all over the salad bar. What a kook. Or I don't know what I said, but can you say kook? I don't know. And so the head administrator, her daughter was a server there, and was actually, you know, it's a friend in the same friend circle as like me, my brother and stuff. So I was like, she's like, hey, maybe take this down. And I was like, what? I'm not like friends with any of my bosses on here. They're not gonna see it. Who gives a fuck? And then I get a call the next day from said administrator asking me to come in. It was my day off, asking me to come into work and bring my laptop. And I'm like, oh, okay. I immediately knew what it was. She ratted on me. And I was like, I'm not going to come into work. I can't come in. I have babysitting. So yeah, that's it. And then so she explained to me, you know, this is what you did. This is against policy, yada, yada, yada. You're terminated. And I almost dropped, because it was over at that point, right? I almost was like, well, that's okay. I'm going to college in a few months. I respect your guys' decision. Oh, by the way, I basically stole this laptop from you. Peace out.
All right. That was me getting fired and stealing things. I will say my skills have evolved and matured since then in terms of theft. I try to keep a good moral compass when it comes to taking. Honestly, now I'm thinking like, what's the last thing that I took? I was in a some kind of like deli or convenience store or something, and I went in there to get like a water, you know, it was like a Poland Spring dollar water. And I brought it up. I got it. I brought it up to the counter, and the woman behind the counter was like, had her back turned, and she had headphones on, and she was like organizing something. And I was like, excuse me, you know, and she just would not turn around. And so I left. I took the water. You know, is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong. Shouldn't steal. You should not steal. But also, I'm over here fucking banging on the counter, and you're listening to the Beach Boys in your headphones, and you don't know there's a fucking customer. You don't know there's a customer in your store the whole time I was in there? You don't even notice me? Like, I could have robbed the place blind. I could have been fucking just stuffing Take cookies in my backpack, but I didn't, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe get your shit together. But, yeah, that was I wouldn't even call that like theft, the laptop thing. That was like an elaborate heist, you know? That was like an Ocean's 11 type heist. But yeah, anywho. Yeah, I don't know if this is interesting or not. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing this. It's kind of a weird format. I've obviously never done this way. So like when I'm recording this part now, it feels weird because I'm not really in a flow. I'm just kind of jumping back and forth. But, I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to go and take a look back at a few moments throughout the podcast and yeah, I'm going to try, like I said, in the future, going to try to have guests on and, just make it a little bit more something. It's all for the fucking content. You need everything. Everything is for the content. So, yeah, if you have been a listener since the beginning, we appreciate that. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Share a thing, share the old YouTubes, a clip. Just send them, honestly, to my Instagram. That would really help. Share a stand-up video. That helps too, Been trying to get those cooking again. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I didn't want to make too big of, we dropped shit. Too big of a deal of, it's episode 100. Yeah. But it's very cool. And my buddy Rob, also my roommate, has been a loyal listener. Shout out to Rob, OG from the beginning. Got me the flag, which I forgot to fucking hang up. He's gonna kill me. Yeah. Shout out to Rob. Got me the banner that says Tayler Yarish Show that I hang up and forget to hang up sometimes. But the fucking sweetheart, he got me a Carvel fudge cake from Long Island. Fudgy the Whale, I think he said it was called. It's got the ice cream. It's got crunchies. Have I had almost half of it? Yes, I have. But I was very touched. It said episode 100 on it, and it was very... very nice. He's been an OG supporter since the beginning. So shout out to Rob. Follow him on Instagram at Rob Walker. Also NYC_vanlife. He's my buddy. I think I've referenced him before. He's my buddy who used to live in a van. Still has the van. Works on vans. If you want to live in a van, that's the guy to call. But he's got a lot of stuff cooking on his YouTube as well. So go check that out. But yeah, so just thanks again for always listening, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. That is the podcast for this week. I hope you have a good week. Next Your Bar Comedy Show is a private event, so you can't come to that, but I'll tell you all about the next one. Thanks so much for listening. You guys rock. Goodbye.